This is the future.
My dear friend, Dr. Deepak Sahu, Mr. Sudhir Sahu, who has come all the way from US to attend the meeting and also gave you a presentation on the issues which this technology is posing and will pose so complexity. He is the president of the Data Safeguard. My another friend who is yet to come for the next session, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Das in absentia, Additional Secretary, IT, West Bengal Government. Mr. Sheikh J. Ahmed, Mashrak Bank. Madam Mohini Ratna, who is the designer and everything of this editor of the VARINDIA. She is doing a very good job putting everything in a right perspective. And our moderator or comparer, Madam Sahib Jeet Kaur, distinguished delegates, participants, ladies and gentlemen, both here as well as who are participating from the online. Good morning to all of you. It's a pleasure to be once again on this forum organized by Dr. Sahu, a very active man, dedicated man for the security and such aspects. I think you all have seen, many of you have seen this kind of a face there, but he has many other faces which are hidden, and he is more in the bringing the investment in the country, not only from one, but all over the world. So he has a passion and he has to do. I fully compliment him for organizing such kind of a meetings on a regular basis, apart from his other passion and dedication for the technology sector. Friends, Dr. Sahu has laid down a firm and good background for this seminar. He said one thing very important. The technology had transformed almost 180 degrees than what it used to be a last decade. That's a very, very important statement he has made that. Today, technology is not something which is singular kind of a technology. We used to deal with a 2G mobile phone, key features there, and it can only make a call or send a SMS to you, that's all. But today we are in a completely converged environment there, where we don't deal with one aspect at a time. We deal with simultaneously many aspects, and they all participate simultaneously in achieving the entire output or the entire what we actually aim to do that. That's a transformation that has happened there. My life has grown seeing this technology growing there. I started associated with 1980 or 81, and you can see it's now 43 years that I have seen how the technology has grown. It's a mind-boggling kind of a scenario, which one, if you start looking at it, if you start some down and sit down it gives you very nostalgic kind of a experience or nostalgic kind of memory, how the things has happened, how we do to do that. Scenario has become very, very complex aspect there, and we are still at the tips of the iceberg, in the sense that every day and night you find different application of the artificial intelligence. You find different applications of other technologies which are coming over there. And a whole lot of issues, whole lot of technologies are coming up into our system. It has certainly made a big kind of a help to the social development, to the society. Means that the productivity and efficiency of the system has certainly got enhanced. Be it any sector, whether it's education, or be it the defense, or health sector, or any other sector, you talk e-governance part of it. It has changed a whole lot of environment there. I remember when I was associated with, we were trying to do the Bombay Stock Exchange, I was one of the person who went to the last that form trading on the platform there. Quite different, quite thing, and what you see today is quite different. I'm in the board of National Stock Exchange, and I see how they are planning, how the capital market is growing there. You look at hospitalization, medical sector also there. Today, every surgery which happens, it gets on a PACS system, and PACS is a heavy input of the artificial intelligence there. It analyzes your system there and tells the doctor in three-dimensional that this is the part which you cut it, and the accuracy of the surgery is very, very good. And you have gone through, one can see that all robotic kind of a treatment is coming, and hospitals are giving a big advertisement that they are putting a robot kind of a system. Many of those, even if the cataract surgery is no more a manual surgery, cataract surgery itself is a simple surgery, takes how many, 10 minutes or to do that surgery. Cataract surgery itself is a robotic surgery there. Doctor looks at it, the robot comes, picks up put a small cut, picks up your things, and then put the another lens over there. In 10 minutes, the thing's over. And after all, robotic doesn't move with something like manually. It's a technology or it's the AI kind of a moving. When you talk about AI, all systems are there, what I'm talking, they are doing. Back-end database is there. There is a communication part of it, somewhere else is monitoring there. So in that thing, the technology transformation has become much, much different. Now, if you come back, the monitoring of the technology is equally very, very complex there. Look at the drones there. Look at the now aircraft which are going on. And if you see the Ukraine war there, Ukraine-Russian war, or Israel-Hamas war, it's all because of technology there. And how precisely they are able to carry forward their task, carry forward their activity, is all because of the technology. What we have seen is, as I said, is a drop of the ocean there. We are going to see much more complex scenarios in this entire world. But few things has happened because of this. At any point of a time, there will be a kind of a system which is hybrid system, any system, which will have a legacy feature and which will have a modern feature. And you cannot replace those legacy system at any point of a time. Slowly, there will be a kind of a hybrid merger of the system, the legacy as well as the modern system there. On one side, purely legacy, and side absolutely modern. That's one aspect which is now has emerged. Second factor which has emerged, the expansion of the technology, is that lot more products are coming up. And the small startups, they are adding small product, which sits at times a kind of another module on a bigger module, they sit on that. And they interact with the basic technology which you have employed, both for the efficiency and productivity, and for monitoring the efficiency or performance of the entire system there. So as a result, the heterogeneity in the system is now on rise. And that means the interfaces between different technologies are on rise there. Now, how do you test the interfaces there? How do you issue the interfaces there? While it helps you to interface, keep on building the blocks by adding the modules there, but it has its own cost. The first cost, which helps the industry, is that your computing environment and monitoring environment has gone up. Yes, it is expanding the industry. But what happens to the adverse impact is that more interfaces, more kind of a connectivity, more heterogeneity, the vulnerability is also increased there. And the vulnerability, as the technology has becoming very, very complex, the vulnerabilities are also becoming more and more complex. Well, so many vendors have come forward with a different solution, and I keep on seeing the solution almost every day. And mind-boggling solutions, how do they tackle there? And that's why one really wonders, the younger generation which is designing those products, they're doing fantastic well. Apart from this, you see, I see myself there. Many of the fundamental concept was not clear for us until today. But the younger generation which is designing those products there, their fundamentals are absolutely very, very clear. They don't know how to handle, how to do that, what are the issues there. They're trying to do that, and that numbers are increasing. The people with the skill, their numbers are increasing very well. You find the SIM today has an AI engine sitting over there. You see the antivirus today, there is a bit of AI over there. So all the products which are coming up to address those adverse aspects of the interfaces and vulnerabilities, they also deploy the same modern technology. That is happening there. But still, as I said, legacy, combination of legacy and the modern system, the vulnerabilities, addressing the vulnerabilities, first of all, finding the vulnerability and then addressing the vulnerability is become a challenge as of today. You engage people to audit a system there. The skill of auditing the system is a problem there. That has become. So while your technology transformation is moving at a very, very fast pace, as a pace, but your other factors which are which need to move to address to the positive as well as negative aspect of the technology, they are in a much different speed, a much slower speed than what it has to do to catch up the technology space there. Now, net result is the scenario of the crimes is becoming difficult there. The subject of privacy, Mr. Sudhir Sahu will better explain that, has given rise to the more cyber crimes there. And in the privacy has come, the issue has come because of the entire technology transformation. So everything is linked. You break one channel, the entire stick falls there. That's a scenario which now we are and we will see much more complex. That scenario, falling, depending, is going to be quite complex. Today, if you have to design the architecture, you don't require only a computer scientist. You require multiple people who have to sit down and do that. And still, we don't think, or we don't do the security design at the design structure there. The way we do the building planning for the fire exit and that kind of exit or earthquake kind of a scenario, still we are far away from designing those architecture, looking at it. And particularly India, Dr. Sahu has said number of incidents he mentioned there. Incidents are rising. The infrastructure is far a resilient kind of a architecture. Is a far away. And I'm sure this is a scenario elsewhere also. But we are expanding. Our legacy is much lesser than legacy in US and other Europe and other parts of the industrial world. And so we should not have that, but we have an issue. Now all those things will result in the security issues, it will result in the privacy issues, more privacy breach and more cyber crimes will happen. And we all know how your digital payment, you get a wishing call, phone calls, ATM frauds. I mean, small place near about 100, 200 kilometer or 150 kilometer from here. No, forget about Jamtara. Now you see Jamtara movie on the Netflix also there, and sooner or time you will see no movie also on the Netflix. But that also adds to the further crimes there, because many people know. Everyone is not looking from positive angle. There are many people looking from the different angles also. So I think that's a challenging time which we have, and that's a challenging time which all we need to understand more and more to handle the technology and onslaught of technology. It's a challenge, and I request Dr. Sahu to create those sessions there, more regular sessions, but more focused session on different aspects of the technology, how to handle it. I mean, we have not seen the onslaught of 5G. And we are all talking about 6G kind of a scenarios there. The Wi-Fi itself is a complex system, and your data router at home would have issues there. And I can guarantee that issue which will have many of us, we don't realize it there. When the 5G onslaught full comes up, You know how many protocols are there in a 5G? 384. The 84 protocols are there from mobile phone, my end to mobile phone, your side. 384 protocols are there. These 384 protocols, more than 60% are AI-driven protocols are there. And I'm sure Mr. Sahu will explain what it means in terms of your data leakage, in terms of your security issue, which, both the Sahu brothers will tell you how the things will happen there. So that's kind of a thing which we have. That's aspect which is coming up. Many of us understand this is coming up, and a lot of steps are being taken to address those issues there. I can tell you I'm the board of one of the company. They're and very important company dealing with the economy of the country. And they started dealing with some economic aspect of a US company, US organization, not a company, organization, again dealing with the economical factor. The system was breached, a lot of data went away. You know what happened there? And since I'm on the board, they say shame to so-and-so gentleman because, it has happened because of him, sack him first. This is a real incident I'm telling you. That result will come more, reputation will go back, stocks will come down. You look at Paytm there. About 15 years ago when the social media and all those things would not happen, even the incident comes down there. But the share, the way the Paytm share at nose drive, that wouldn't have happened there. You look at the Adani share, when nose drive goes up and down, immediately the impact comes up. That is a capital loss. We may not realize it, that has happened. And if I tell you the economic loss per day on the financial fraud, just imagine, anyone can imagine how much is the loss per day? How much frauds are happening per day? Can anybody tell me the figure? This is almost 750 crore per day. That's the money is being going away. And it's not my figure or Mr. Sahu's figure. You can see on the NCRB figure or the RBI kind of a thing. 23,000 crore is a per month loss which is going on by your fintech kind of a scenario. So friends, we are in a challenging time, but if today vulnerabilities are being created, crimes are being created by this convergence of technologies, it's a time that we should evolve the protection mechanism also using those technologies to address those scenarios. We must have the AI kind of a system to detect the AI frauds, to detect the AI-led vulnerabilities or the penetration in the system there. And how do we address those issues, analyze those issues? That's a challenge. And that challenge is not so simple, easier to say, but the challenge is very, very complex there. And I'm sure, Dr. Sahu, you must address this issue sometime. How do you address AI-led crimes or AI-led challenges in terms of security or in terms of privacy, which I am sure Dr. Sahu, Mr. Sudhir Sahu will be talking about. Those challenges which we need to prepare. We don't care, particularly in India, but ask those people who was losing those 700, 800 crore per day. Ask those people. Someone is 30,000, someone 40,000. I know one of the IIT director. He got retired and his 90% money went away by virtue of those ATM frauds there. The guy was becoming a pauper in day, he became a pauper. Some money was recovered, some money was not recovered. At the end of the day, he lost. That is where we understand when we face the issues there. And I get so many calls per day in terms of deepfake, in terms of your profile being posted. It happened with my son. I was looking, one day I find my son from the US sends me, look, my photograph is on so-and-so, shadi.com and down below something written. Have you posted? I said, I have not posted it. He said, I have also not posted it. Then I found out, I checked up because I checked up with in West Bengal there, in the police there, and with a lot of efforts we could pull down the profile there. These issues become important when it happens to you. My friends, my only message is I don't want to go into the detail because everyone has to speak and they have to give you much more valuable information. The time is really challenging and the crimes are becoming more complex and more challenging, more difficult to solve. I wonder at times whether the police or anybody else understands it. I deal with the CIA still today. I deal with the SBBI. I'm on the board of the global board. I'm the global board of the International Red Cross. They have set up. Why I'm there? Because they have set up another cyber kind of a group, which is becoming important for their Red Cross system also. They understand. They appreciate the real menace which we are going to have it in couple of time if we don't address. We need to work with the technology, there is no other way, but we need also to be very, very careful. We all are going on express, very broad 8-lane expressway. We should know how to drive on the 8-lane expressway also. I mean, the slow speed, you will be thrown out. Minimum 90 kilometers is the speed when you go on an expressway. So, and people drive 130 kilometer, whatever, 120 kilometer, 100 kilometer is a normal speed. That's a speed which we are also going on a technology highway. So we need to be careful. We must understand the pitfall, and we must and ultimately the how do we address. We need to learn ourselves, and we need to have self kind of a discipline. See what we are dealing with and what we are not dealing with. That's where is necessary. I compliment Dr. Sahu for arranging this kind of seminar and also inviting me to interact with you all. It's a learning which one gets it, and I always learns from the younger generation, as I said in my thing, mind-boggling kind of a system they are developing. And thanks very much for inviting me. Thanks very much for introducing me to the dignitaries who have a very rich experience, and they will all share with you the experience which they have got years together, from years together. They will tell you because they are more capable in dealing with, and they will share with you. Please listen to their stories. Please listen to their case studies. That will give you a lot of insight, and that will give you a thinking that address your own issues. There is not a single problem which is standard problem there. All issues are changed, different, but if you know the insight, you'll be able to handle those emerging crimes in the emerging technology era. Thank you very much, Dr. Sahu, for inviting me.